just 14 days until Election Day. Today was day 2 of early voting. Lines are long at many polling places across South Florida. More than 339,000 Floridians did cast their ballots in person on just the first day of early voting. In Broward, more than 28,000 ballots were cast. In Miami-Dade, that number was 43,000 people voting on the first day. And some controversy at the polls in Miami. A police officer in full uniform was seen voting while wearing a Trump 2020 face mask. The mayor says that is against the rules. And Local 10 News reporter Glenna Milberg is live with a reaction to this one. Glenna.
Christy, you know, the city is pretty clear that this officer did violate administrative rules being partisan in uniform, but it also brings up the question, a law enforcement officer in uniform being partisan, did that intimidate other voters? Because that would be a crime.
His actions have violated departmental policy and he will be disciplined.
Consequences were immediate for Officer Daniel Ubeda soon after the chair of Miami-Dade Democrats posted his photo at the Government Center polling location. Department policy is clear, no partisan messaging in uniform. The question of intimidation, though, whether Ubeda's intent and or other voters' perception, that's less clear-cut.
There were people that were claiming that there was voter intimidation and things of that nature.
Florida election law spells out violations and penalties under the Voter Protection Act. Direct or indirect force or threat of force at the polls is a third-degree felony. Partisan parking lot performances like this show how subjective perceptions of intimidation can be.
Intimidation would be pushing me around, touching me, or what, something like that. Physical contact, correct.
Voting freely without people intimidating you and shoving their pamphlets in your face.
Definitely physical, but it could be verbal. Anything that would discourage you, delay you.
When you see intimidation, what will it be?
When they're overbearing on you.
See, so overbearing, this is a really interesting question, this perception. What is the perception of intimidation? And remember, just yesterday, Miami's police chief said there is no any kind of sign of credible threat or intimidation at the polls. In our Dade and Broward polling locations, we've seen nothing like that. So this is going to be a really interesting question. And meanwhile, the city, as far as Officer Ubeda's eventual discipline, they're still looking into what happened, and they haven't decided on exactly what that will be. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Coral Gables tonight.